Welcome back to even more Shovel Knights. Well, I've pretty much wrapped this up at the end of the previous video, but we have a little bit to do at the village first, so let's go. And by a little bit, I mean I just want to use this last meal to... Are you new? I think I've probably talked to that one before. But yes, just have a couple things to do. I might as well drop off the 5 music scrolls I have on the way. You know what? He's actually telling the truth here. Mr. J. Kaufman actually wrote the song for Propeller Night stage while streaming, and apparently it took around 3 hours, so yeah. Referencing things that actually did happen! Of course, he fixed it up later and applied some effects of the expansion ship from Castlevania 3, but the important thing is that the melody and everything else was crafted in front of a live studio yawn, and it's sad, except it was probably just a Twitch stream, but whatever! I'll douse your palate in no time or less, so bon appetit and pardon the mess! For the last time, you better give me something deliciously meaty as this final recipe, or I will be disappointed! How disappointed am I today? Ooh, rack of ribs, delicious! I am pleased with you, gastronomer, but now we are out of meal tickets that this game can possibly give us, so I will have to bid you adieu. In the meantime, for gravity! Okay, I'm okay. Let's keep moving. Alright, with that one out of the way though. We've traveled long and far, but we have reached the entrance to the Tower of Fate. And reached the point where the mountains just go super evil looking at a very particular cutoff there, but anyways. We must venture forth into the tower and take on the Enchantress. So let's get started now. Sharpen thy shovel, as we need to go into the more serious levels of the Tower of Fate. Except we don't really want to just yet. Because there's a secret fishing hole back here. And it should be pretty obvious what's in this one. We find ourselves a truffle! This one will actually give you an ichor for punishment if you happen to have an empty chalice. And considering that's the blue potion in this game, it's not a bad thing to have one on hand for. Heck, it even has its purpose in a no damage run, because it'll give you an entire magic bar refill to actually work with. Still though, the ichor boldness is going to be helpful. I do have a spot where I plan to use those, I swear. And there's this room, where there's a couple of different ways you can go about it, but I kind of prefer waiting the rest to get into position and toss a well-placed anchor. Then you can just kind of take your time, wait for the platform to come back for a second pass, and get ready to give a good old swipe to the skeleton here. The next room's a little dicey, but there's a couple of different ways you can go about it too. The first being you can just kind of bounce on the rats, and considering that one just got into a terrible position, we're doing it the slow way. Wait for them to slowly make their way to the ladder. Take them out one at a time. Because that's the thing, if they position themselves awkwardly, you're just gonna get yourself hit and knocked down to the previous room. But with them out of the way, you can just kind of propel our dagger this way, and off you go. Kind of rush your way up here to the middle of the platform, so this is the safe spot from the evil griffin. It's like the regular one, but its projectile chain looks to be slightly longer. And being evil, it drops a bomb instead of chicken. That's unfortunate. I didn't know griffins were made of explosions, did you know that? If you manage to prevent this plague doctor, though, from destroying too much of the land, then you can get your chicken right there. Shovel Knight must have his fill! Then there's this room. So, anybody been playing Super Mario World recently? Because you might be getting some serious Valley of Bowser 2 flashbacks. This room's handled pretty much the same way. Just take it slow and steady and watch where you're going. As long as your brain doesn't shut off and cause you to kind of start being lulled to sleep by the slowness of this, then you should be okay. Like here, don't try to rush it, you'll get yourself crushed up there. Or fall in the pit, one of the two fates await you. And you can try to gun in here too, but it's generally not very worth it. Let's wait for the platforms to come up and pull another pass. Then just kind of casually walk and jump over this way. This section's kind of awkward, but it's pretty obvious what to do. It's mostly these spikes here that are the tricky thing to get around. Don't walk forward too fast or you'll find yourself skewered, but otherwise you'll be okay. Make sure to get rid of the dirt there, as otherwise you'll find yourself quite crushed. Now, speaking of awkward, these guys have caused me enough trouble in practice and in actual attempts that I'm just gonna skip them because they are just absolutely horrible to try and fight during this. Especially since, once they land over there, they seem content to just kind of hang out instead of actually fight you. It's not often I'll skip enemies, but the ground there is just a little too uneven for me to want to gamble on it. Speaking of somewhat awkward. So then there's this room. Introduces us to a new enemy type. They're very, very fast. They like to hang out on the ceilings, but they're easy enough to poke at. Oh, by the way, this stage really likes its traps. Just putting that out there. The samurai enemies, they can be kind of tricky to deal with if they get a good run going, because then they're gonna be coming at you full blast. Thankfully, they can be taken out in just a single charge shot. Now this jump is all sorts of dangerous. The chandelier does take a while to fall, so don't get too antsy. Hey there, buddy. Off the ceiling. Oh, would you look at that? An actual place where we can use our mobile gear. It does have a use outside of Tinker Knight stage. Of course, you can always just go hop on the ice platform and go left from there, but that's not a good prize. And neither is that. Sometimes these will contain food items, but it's kind of rare. This is an interesting visual effect going on for it, although the palette of the acid rain does make it look a little bit, yeah, eye-piercing, but it could be worse. Don't mind me, Knight. I'm just gonna do a bit of fishing, okay? Because here, in the darkness of the acid rain nights, we find a song scroll. Now remember that one room in Treasure Knight stage with all the projectiles from the Anchor Knight? Screw that! Man, this stage is all about the really awkward enemies. Those are the only two, though. The rest will be fine legit. This Anchor Knight, deal with it in the exact same way as all the previous ones. 2 punches, then 3 punches. Makes it nice and easy. There's not even a prize to the left, but if you want to take out the Knight, you can, I guess. See? Nothing. You can actually take either road here. The only purpose of the lower one is it has magic in it. So for this section, pay close attention to which platforms actually have rain splashing off of them. They'll let you know which ones are real. Oops. Well, if you're gonna position yourself just like that, why not? Yeah, that's a bit of a gotcha moment. If you try to rush forward onto the next safe platform, you'll be blown off to your death. One of the few in this game, one of the few. And so we reached the boss of the Tower of Fates, or at least the first stage. Dang it, Black Knight! I knew you'd show up again. I'm not meddling, I'm getting way more done than you. The Enchantress finds her new guard rather cute, though. But he's really not here to answer there. He has business of his own. But the Enchantress does not enjoy the back talk. You don't give her lip. You give her lip, and she's gonna blow your face off. Except she ended up superpowering Black Knight, so, duel to the death. Gonna have a bit of a gentleman's duel with him this time. He's all souped up and ready to show his awesome power. Except he has a serious issue with the drop spark. It really screws him up when he's trying to play tennis with us. He will eventually give it up. Whenever he does that, be prepared to get out of the way. As after he does 3, he goes for the head. You have chosen a very poor move, sir. When he starts jumping, be careful to position yourself just right, as he's gonna try to actually go into his winged mode. This is part of his new little power. Wait a minute, you have like half a health left! Usually you have a little more health when you pull that nonsense. I usually get to show a little bit more of what he does. We saw most of it, but he's also capable of summoning meteors from the ceiling, which come down in a set pattern. And other than that, he can also downstab the meteors to send a shockwave across the ground. The meteor attack is admittedly one of the most dangerous things, but it's more memorize the locations in which they crash in, and you're good from there. I wish I could actually kind of point to the screen right now, but in order to dodge them, you want to stand like 1/3 of the way from the left side of the screen, wait for the first volley, and then go stand to the left-hand corner. Maybe I'll just upload something extra for show a demonstration, but the drop spike completely screws with this AI, so it's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it, I have full health. Well, apparently they're trying to do something with the Enchantress here. So, seriously, Black Knight, are you down this time? Can you not get in their way anymore? I mean, we're doing way more than you. Shh, guys, don't give away the plots. God dang it. That saving pretty much gives everything away, but I'm not gonna say it outright yet. Oh, you're such a pansy. But yeah, fighting this version of Black Knight with just the shovel is actually one of my favorite battles at this point. There's a lot of stuff that actually rewards you for doing well, even if there's some job spark shenanigans, which were admittedly rather kind of funny. I'm sorry, Black Knight, I didn't mean to quite maim you so badly. In fact, if I stood a little closer to him, I might have actually been able to just completely kill him with nothing but the drop spark. That's a bit funny, actually. Oh, I suppose I could just jump over it so they'd be able to demonstrate more of the battle. We'll see. Maybe I'll upload something extra, but in the meantime, though, that's it for the entrance of the Tower of Fate, so at this point we have to actually start ascending the thing now that we're actually inside. It's a pretty big tower. This may be difficult. In the meantime, though, I just want to thank all of you for watching this particular part of the Shovel Knight Adventures. And we're almost done. I mean, look how far we actually come. It's the last stage on the map. Of course, being this type of stage, we're going to be dealing with something very difficult, so this next one may take a while, but it's been a ton of progress here with the No Damage Run. Just having a blast. Hope you guys are too. And yeah, I'll go ahead and see you next time for this one. Bye! We now return to your regularly scheduled Black Knight fight. And I'm gonna go simple rule this time. Only one hit per drop spark on the projectile bouncing. Makes more sense, honestly. When he goes for the down stabs, you kind of don't want to counterattack him during that phase, because he's getting ready to transform at that point, and if you do happen to counterattack him, it makes him transform early. And when he transforms against the ground, it's much harder to dodge the feathers. Here's the meteor attack I was talking about. And after that, swings fall off, goes to 3 shovels, and a stab! If he ends up downstabbing one of the projectiles, well, then make sure to get out of the way, as he's going to send that shockwave along the ground. If he's flying at the moment, though, it gives you a pretty good opportunity to counterattack the utter hell out of him. Ooh, man, this is gonna be fun. Hit it, buddy! Die! Oh yeah! That's more what that fight does, and in order to prevent this from showing up in terms of gold collection, deaths, or anything else that might have happened during that run that you never saw, let's go ahead and just return the map. But yeah, that's a much better demonstration of what Black Knight does in his third and final form. It's a fairly exciting fight. I really like actually doing that with just the shovel, so that's a pretty fun thing to go ahead and demonstrate. I hope you enjoyed actually being able to see a little bit more of what that boss does. That's everything he does, so now we've seen all the different things. And it's a pretty exciting fight, honestly, and I do quite enjoy the music for it, too. In the meantime, though, onward to the usual post-video content stuff. See you next time for more Tower of Fate Shovel Knighting action, etc. It's the first of the ultimate stages. It makes sense that we're going to be having a fair bit of difficult signals to work with. God, these enemies are fast. I really gotta learn how to handle this room properly, because it's kinda gives me a bit of trouble. How to dodge it, just saying. After he throws through those, he'll come on down and— oh, I just backstabbed myself in— oh man, I probably would have had this if I just didn't rebound it! That's gonna be up there on the list of most stupid outtakes of this stage. Yep. I was doing so well. Dang it, me! Why are you so dumb? Why are you so dumb? Again! Again. Oh, come on. Come on. Right. Don't go for all 5 punches, V. You learned this lesson back in Treasure Knight stage. You never go for all 5 punches, so you'll regret it. I regretted it. This one actually has a night card for punishment if you actually want to go ahead and pick one of those up. It's essentially the— I forgot there wasn't a fish in that hole! Oh, I got a little too much into autopilot. Well, that's a silly outtake. That's a silly— Okay, brain, you can turn back on now. You're in there somewhere. Please turn back on. Thank you. Oh, I hate these guys! They're so awkward to deal with. I should just skip them.